Should the Giants bring back Odell?
Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
All right, what's going on YouTube? Diggy546. Definitely hit that subscribe button if you're new. Like the video if you like the video. And I won't tell if you click that bell. But let's go ahead and get into this. All right, so I know these past 2 weeks the videos have been slower. I've been a lot busier and outside of Giants land. But I just wanted to get this video out. I didn't want to do a full game analysis because I've noticed if I don't put those videos out early on in the week, people don't really check for them. But anyway, what I'm going to do is talk about something that's been happening, something that's been going on for probably the last 3 or 4 months, at least on Twitter. And, you know, some people say Twitter might get shut down. It didn't get shut down. So what's been going on Twitter, at least from Odell himself, and I mentioned him, he's been making a lot of tweets that have been like kind of suggesting he wants to be a Giant again. The first probably 10 tweets where he's talking about, you know, if I get this many retweets, I'll go to the Giants game and stand on the sideline or something like that. That didn't happen. He didn't get enough tweets. But I'm just kind of like, that's just him kind of just, you know, having fun with the fans. Just, you know, kind of trolling pretty much because he's bored, he's rehabbing. And I just keep seeing the tweets happen, And the thing that has kind of converted me to maybe the middle is that he's taking a lot of pictures with Saquon. Saquon is kind of laughing in his presser saying that if he wants to talk to Odell, he can talk to him one-on-one on the phone. You know, when they were talking about Michael Parsons has been trying to recruit him on Twitter, he's saying I can call Odell and get his phone. And the funny thing is, Michael Parsons probably can do the same thing. He can probably get Odell's number. I don't think it'd be that hard. But either way, I'm seeing the reports that it's between Dallas. It's between Dallas and the Giants. We always thought that he would never come to the Giants because our offense has been a joke the last couple of years. And two, we know he wants to go to some kind of contender. He's getting older. And the Giants have been horrible the last couple of years. But as the Giants are sitting here with the third best record in the league, third or fourth best record in the league, I think there's opportunity. There's no real A1 wide receiver for the Giants. Not saying that Odell immediately comes here and becomes that, but there's opportunity for him to come here. A lot of people say we don't have the money this year. We can't pay him. You can get him on a 3-year deal and you can load up most of his money into the next year, into 2023. And then if he doesn't pan out after 2023, you can just cut him. But it seems like there is a smidge of a possibility, maybe even a 50% chance that he'll be going to either the Giants or Dallas. A lot of people were convinced that he will be going to the Rams or to the Chiefs or to the Packers, and the Packers are out of it. The Rams are out of it, even though they just lost Cooper Kupp. I don't think Odell will want to go back to the Rams right now when they're pretty much out of it as far as playoff goes. And then the Chiefs, they got Kadarius Toney. We gave them Kadarius Toney, so I think the Chiefs are kind of full right now. I don't think they will bring him on to integrate him. They don't really look like they need receiving help. Other than that, where else do you go? Dallas needs some receiving help, you can kind of say. The Giants definitely need receiver help. We play guys like Marcus Johnson. We play guys like Isaiah Hodgins, who maybe will turn into a good player for us, but not accomplished with receivers. I mean, Darius Slayton is out there doing his thing, but Wan'Dale Robinson hasn't really, shined so far. He barely gets any touches or targets. Tony is gone. Galladay, he's on a short leash and he's been dropping some passes. So every time he makes a mistake, we can count on the coaching staff pulling him out. They have no faith in the guy. I think he could be a number one receiver for us, but it's just not going to happen here. The coaching staff doesn't believe in him. They've killed his confidence, starting with Joe Judge and Jason Garrett, going all the way to now. Going back to Daniel Jones not wanting to throw those 50-50 balls the last couple of years or the last year. I just don't think Galladay can succeed here. What we need is a separator, and Odell is a separator. So if the money works, by all means, bring this guy in. Because what do you have to lose? He's not going to destroy the locker room. That's all malarkey. He's not going to come in and do all of that. He's going to come in here and he's going to help this receiving room a lot. Joe Shane didn't come out with the staunch just no, we're not going to sign him. Joe Shane would kind of kept things open, which he should as a GM. Never let somebody know your next move. But I think Odell has I think it's a 50% chance. And when you're looking at Dallas, I mean, yes, it's all about business. Yes, it's about the money you can pay this year, probably. Yes, it's also about, who the better quarterback is, which Odell's going to keep into consideration. But New York is home. He's got it. He's got New York City tattooed on his back. So that has to count for something. If this guy can come here and he can do just a little bit of what he did for the Los Angeles Rams, and I'll go through his stats. Uh, as a Giant, just out of the gate, not playing the full first season, 1,300 yards, 12 touchdowns, longer, and I'll list his longest play of each year. So 91 receptions, 1,300 yards, long of 80, 12 touchdowns his first year. 96 receptions, 1,450 yards, long of 87, 13 touchdowns. Next year, 101 catches, 1,367 yards, 75 was his longest play, 10 touchdowns. And you go to the next play, he got injured. He missed most of that season, but played in 4 games, started 2 games, 25 catches, 302 yards, and 3 touchdowns in 4 games. So here he was getting it done. 12 games in 2018 where he was kind of hobbled the whole year. 77 catches, 1,052 yards, and 6 touchdowns where on a bad team, with the quarterback kind of on his last leg. He gets traded, goes to Cleveland, 16 games, starts 15, 74 catches, 1,035 yards, long of 89, and 4 touchdowns. His touchdowns dropped tremendously. He just could not figure it out with Baker Mayfield. They just didn't mesh. Next year, 2020, plays in 7 games. I think he tore his ACL again. 319 yards, 43 was his longest play, and 3 touchdowns. Look at 2021. Started off with the Browns, didn't get any touchdowns, 17 catches, 232 yards, long of 26. Gets traded to the Rams, and in 8 games for the Rams, gets 5 touchdowns, gets 305 yards, 27 catches, and his longest play was 54 yards. So I know the biggest thing people are going to say with Odell is he gets injured. Guess what? So does every other player on the Giants. Everybody gets injured on the Giants. So bring this guy in, give him a shot. Now, if you got to pay him like $17 million a year, something like Galladay, don't do it. But if it's a reasonable deal, like $12, $13 million a year, take the shot. The Giants are on the up. They're on the ups. It's all about whether he thinks he can play with Daniel Jones or not. But if he does, the Giants are on the ups. Come back, retire as a Giant, sign your three-year deal or your 4-year deal. And I think at the very least, he's going to be a second or third receiver for us towards the end of his career. He does not have that same home run potential, even though he kind of looked like he may have that in the Super Bowl, where he probably would have won Super Bowl MVP. But he does not have that same gear, or at least we haven't seen it for a little while, where he could just take that and go 80-something yards and outrun the whole defense. But he does. He has the ability to get open still. And this is me talking about what he did last year. Obviously, he's coming off of another huge injury. But again, he does have that ability to get open. Barring he passes the physical, we check him out, he looks good. He does have the ability to still high point the ball. And he does have the ability to go out there and run routes. And like I said, get open, which is the biggest thing that we're missing in this system. This system does not value receivers like Kenny Galladay. They want guys running free. They want guys with great hands. They want guys that can run routes. And the closest thing we can get to that that's out on the open market is Odell. So Looking at Sterling Shepard, he's probably a guy that's going to end up leaving after this year. He's such a big part of the team, but he just cannot stay healthy completely. Hopefully he retires as a Giant, but you never know. So I'm just going to kind of chalk him in as not being here next year. You look at Darius Slayton. Yeah, he's flashed the last couple of games, but we also had a long stretch where he looked like just another guy, third, fourth, fifth receiver at times. And he got Wan'Dale Robinson, who flashed. He had one play where he broke about 3 or 4 tackles and got up the left sideline, but other than that, he's been kind of MIA. So why not press the green button? Bring Odell here. Again, check him out. Make sure he's healthy. Make sure he's not asking for a crazy amount of money. Give the guy a 3-year deal. What he did for the Giants early in his career kept a lot of people from just turning the TV off. It just kept a lot of people from turning the TV off. From 2014 to 2018, the Giants were not good besides 2016. So he kept a lot of people from just turning their television sets off. So why not bring him back? Let him start and end his career as a Giant. It can only make us better. If he comes here and gets injured, we have a ton of cap space next year. It just didn't work out. After next year, you cut the guy. So I know some people are going to agree with this a lot. Some people are going to disagree with this a lot. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Should the Giants bring back Odell? You made it this deep into the video. Come on, just hit the subscribe button. I make Giants content primarily, draft content secondarily, and during the season, I'm going to be doing a lot of reacting to pretty much most of the NFL games and everything NFL. So if you made it this deep, go ahead and join the D6 squad.